Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's call this what it is. The word anti-black has been dragged so far from its original meaning that it no longer identifies harm to black people, and instead it identifies their feelings being hurt. It no longer protects the community, it now protects dysfunctional behavior. And what once used to expose danger now exposes how culturally fragile we are. You see, we're dealing with a term that has undergone semantic bleaching. Look it up. Semantic bleaching, so severe that anything other than a compliment gets labeled as oppression. And that undermining, it didn't happen naturally. It happened willfully, strategically, and consistently by people who benefit from avoiding accountability. So let's present the evidence, shall we? Exhibit A, the mislabeling of truth. Calling out the violence in our own neighborhoods. Anti-black. Calling out exploitation disguised as hustling. Anti-black. Pointing out that recording yourself stealing, scamming, and doing crimes you're too dumb not to post on social media isn't resistance. It's you inviting the system to destroy you faster. Yep, anti-black. You see, we've reached the point where the truth is treated like you trespassing. Correction is mistaken for you being cruel to them, and accountability is treated like a personal attack. Meanwhile, the very people yelling anti-black this, anti-black that never raised their voice against actual behavior destroying black lives on a daily basis. Which leads us to Exhibit B, the real anti-black behavior that nobody wants to touch. You see, if anti-black still carried its original weight, it would also be applied to filming violence instead of stopping it, broadcasting your family trauma to strangers online, scamming your own people and then bragging about it, setting each other up for clout and chaos, turning dysfunction into entertainment and identity, mocking responsibilities while glorifying destructive behavior, humiliating yourself on camera and then demanding applause and cash apps. These behaviors don't require a racist institution. We voluntarily do it. These are internal wounds, self-inflicted injuries, and generational habits passed down like souvenirs of chaos. But no one wants to call that anti-black, right? Because it hits too close to home. Maybe it forces self-reflection. Or maybe because it removes the shield of blaming other people. On to Exhibit C, the ancestor test. Because if the ancestors, the ones who face real anti-black terrorism, walked into this courtroom today and heard what gets labeled anti-black now, I don't think they would be impressed by it. I mean, they wouldn't nod, they wouldn't sympathize, and they probably won't even co-sign it. If anything, I think they would be offended and they probably would drag their hands and feet across our behinds for disrespecting them like that. That's just me. Because we're talking about people who endured lynch mobs, laws built to erase them, medical experiments, forced labor, public torture, generational poverty, and psychological warfare. And today, their descendants claim that being told, stop defending degenerate behavior just because the person is black, it's the same thing. Like, make that make sense. I mean, to them, our ancestors, this wouldn't just be ignorance of the highest degree. If anything, I would say it would be a betrayal of their suffering. We've taken a word that was forged in fire and pain and then turned it into a damn throat pillow. Exhibit D, the razor of clarity. Calling out destructive behavior isn't anti-black. Ignoring it is. Calling out betrayal isn't anti-black. Normalizing it is. And then calling out behaviors that kill our future is not anti-black. Defending those behaviors as it is, that's anti-black. It's anti-black as it can get. And then we add Exhibit E, the verdict. You see, the loudest defenders of the word anti-black are often the ones doing the most anti-black things, such as glorifying self-destructive behavior, protecting dysfunction, and attacking anyone who tries to pull the community out of that downward spiral. You see, the verdict is clear. The misuse of anti-black is anti-black. The protection of destructive behavior, that is anti-black. Silencing the truth, fear of accountability, all those things are anti-black. The community is not being harmed anyway by people being honest. If anything, the people that's treating honesty like a crime, they're the anti-black ones. So here's the sharpest truth of all. If people devoted the energy they use silencing any valid criticism to actually confronting chaos that's harming us, the word anti-black might still mean something today. But they didn't. And that's why we're here. If every critique, every boundary, and every standard is labeled as anti-black, then the word is officially bankrupt. It means shut up so I don't have to grow, and nothing more. Case closed. If the truth hurts more than the lie, that's not anti-black. That's a sign that the lie has been running the house for too long. Good day.